Would you like to come have some coffee and pie with me?
Welcome to another episode of Bitter Bullish. We are at our favorite cafe. No offense to any of the other cafes out, but
All our favorites.
all our favorites. But this is just the one we come to most because it's right across from the office. Maker here on corner of Tariff Road and Chapel Street. And it's nice to be having batch brews again. While I was in Europe, there was just no batch brews to be had. And then last week at Peacock, when I was very, very jet lagged. So if you did watch that episode, thank you for sticking with me. They were out of batch brews. So this week I've been smashing the batch brews. This is number 3 for today.
Yeah. Batch brews are more stronger than the usuals, right?
I don't know. I think it's like, I think it's roughly the same. I think it's essentially like an espresso shot.
Okay.
Because if I look at the way that Lachlan makes it in the office,
More
he
dilute.
put like two things of coffee grinds in there,
Okay.
and then he'll probably get like 2 cups out of it,
Oh, okay.
out of the V60. Hey Lachlan, if you're watching this, leave your batch brew
Speciality classes.
recipe
Yeah.
recipe in the comments below, my friend. Yeah. It has been
A very volatile, heaviest volatility.
man. We're sort of, I think we're safe kind
Largest
of now.
liquidations.
But let's rewind to Saturday. I was still jet lagged. I woke up to a WhatsApp with him and Maddie discussing the crash that had happened, and I was like, I looked at CoinGecko, looked at Ahab, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
Where did this cliff come from?
I was literally watching second and 1 minute candles. Everything blew up in front of me, and I couldn't buy.
Because it was like 9 a.m. here. No, well, it was early.
6:30 a.m. I would say. Yeah, late US hours, early Aussie hours. Yeah, shit blew. So a lot of forced liquidations, and then everything like altcoins crashed 90%. Some of the major
90%, and
In
not
one-
even like shit coins.
atoms.
Sui.
Atom.
Sui. I think it's the big. Sui lost like 95%. I think.
So yeah, roughly that amount. And atom, like the Cosmos atom,
Yeah.
was trading around $3.50 or $4 USD. Hit 0.001. So the order book blew up and everything. Like it was forced liquidations, a lot of
So biggest
coordinated selling.
liquidation,
Ever
biggest
since.
drop off
OI.
ever
Open interest,
in crypto.
Yep.
I don't know about other markets, but ever in crypto, it was 19 billion. That's wiped off.
Yeah, that was the reported figure. It's 10x more than that, easily.
Because I didn't realize this. Can you explain? I overheard a conversation you were having.
Yep.
How does it work, and why was it more?
Yeah, so how liquidations reporting or data reporting works with some of the centralized exchanges is like, and that's a new thing in the market now, because we have gone a full-blown war now, wherein it's SEX versus DEX.
Yeah.
So centralized exchanges versus decentralized exchanges. And how the data is being reported is like centralized exchanges report only one liquidation per second, but it can be number of liquidations happening on 1 second.
So if there was a liquidation that second, it's reported.
Yeah.
Is it the biggest one, a random one, the smallest one, the first one?
Yeah, potentially the random one or the first one. So it's not that
So you could
transparent.
have
100 liquidations.
You could have a million liquidations hit at the same second because everything,
But only gets
and
one.
only one gets reported.
Yep. So that's where the data is not that transparent with the centralized exchanges. And that was one of the key topics wherein liquidations on DEXs are done on-chain. So that can be fully transparent, right?
Yeah.
The purpose of blockchain is to be transparent.
Yeah.
And all those on-chain protocols are very transparent with whatever data they report because they can't hide anything. It's done literally on blockchain.
Yeah.
And that's where all the centralized exchanges like Bybit, Binance, I'm not shaming any of them. I am a personal user of all of them. But those underreported...
I only use Day 1X.
I use Day1X. Before joining or jumping to Day1X, I've been a Binance user ever since it came into the picture.
I like Binance's alpha feature.
Yep.
And I have some things on Binance ICP, which got wrecked as well that we just don't have on Day 1X. And some, Binance will risk a lot of the riskier assets that we on day one try and stay away from because we want to curate more of a. Look, I'd love to say curate more of a an asset list of things that are less likely to crash. But when you have something like SUI crashing 90%, it's tough to say.
It's actually market makers pulling out the liquidity at one single time from all those exchanges. That
So
led to thinning of the
what
order books.
happened? It was Trump
So
came on, and it was the tariffs again with China.
Yeah, so what happened is Trump tweeted about imposing 100% tariffs on China, and that happened after the US market closed. So during that 1 hour window, everything started like falling down. It wasn't that bad, but then market makers puked, so they pulled out the bids. So everything. So the purpose of the general market maker is to maintain the liquidity, right? They buy, they sell, they earn on the spreads.
Yeah.
And what happened there is like they pulled everything out, and the order books were so thin that any sort of shorting or selling of the token led to massive slippage. That essentially happened all across a lot of altcoins, and those altcoins are like 10 million market cap, right? Or like 15 million market cap, less than 100 million got
Yeah.
straight away nuked. And the nuking was like till 99% on some of the major altcoins that we've seen.
unbelievable.
Even Ripple dropped more than 50%, man. Like it's a $300 billion market cap.
And I would have loved to have buy, but unfortunately, a lot of the other exchanges prevented buys, prevented sells.
You could only buy on the decentralized exchanges. So I was able to take some positions on decentralized exchanges like Aster or Hyperliquid, but I couldn't get any order filled on Bybit or Binance because it kept on failing. Unbelievable, yeah.
It's really interesting. Look, a lot of the people that got their face blown off was all leverage. Spot, you're not going to get wiped out. So this is when you see a lot of tweets about I've lost. Well, that person didn't in their Lambo.
Yeah.
But when you see a lot of tweets about I've lost millions of dollars, I've seen someone lost hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's their leverage positions that they've lost,
Yeah,
which sucks. But they should have been watching us, because I think for the past sort of 2 months we've been saying it's a spot market.
Yeah.
Buy spot.
Buy
You
spot,
hold it by
trade
spot. I slept through it. I was fine.
Yeah.
My portfolio dipped, I think, at the most 16%.
And it was back. Some of the tokens are already up.
We're largely back. We're in the ballpark now, and if you zoom out, we're still better than we were a month ago. So,
Yeah.
like, it was a massive glitch. It was almost like a glitch in the
matrix.
in the matrix. So yeah, it was a massive glitch, and it's largely corrected itself. I think wiping out those positions is probably healthier.
No one anticipated like a drop on all those. So there are reports that a lot of market makers might have actually blown up, because what they did is like they are essentially taking a risk on their balance sheet with holding altcoins and then using those altcoins as a collateral. And if the altcoins are dropping 90%, what happens to their borrowed capital? They need to so that's what happened basically. All of them got liquidated. There haven't been reports specifically of which firms blew up. There were rumors about Wintermute getting blown up.
Yeah.
And then they were like, Wintermute, business as usual, we are fine.
Yeah.
To all the haters. So it's not that transparent yet, but it's a major thing that you need to
personal
risk
thing.
manage.
I mean, I read a report where I think they said 3,000 people unalived themselves. I don't know if it was just sort of like a clickbaity viral type thing. It's certainly not something you should joke about, and certainly something sad if it happened. But I mean, I can imagine that if your whole portfolio is leveraged positions and you get wiped out in a split second, it is tough. I saw a lot of people that I follow on X. Some of them are back now, but a lot of them were like, "That's it. I'm done. I'm out of the game. I'm out of crypto. This is horrible."
Yeah, that's true.
And close up their accounts or change their usernames to non-crypto things. seem to be the quiet protest.
Yeah, a lot of accounts that I follow personally, and I've been following them for like 6 years, 7 years, got wiped out 100%.
Yeah.
And it's a very like terrible thing to be seeing, because those are the good traders. I have rated them as very good. They made money. They were
Well, it was a glitch. It was something that was not to be expected
at all.
off of the back. And it's funny. We have always been saying the market's heading up, but you don't know. It's one tweet from Trump.
And
And that's essentially what happened. One tweet from Trump.
And just before the Trump tweet, there was a massive short opening by a whale
Yeah.
So I think that triggered a lot
One,
of things.
one,
It's a more of a
188 million, I think.
yeah. Roughly 200 million, I would say.
Yeah, and they're saying, okay, was it a Trump insider? Was it Barron? Very well could have been, but sometimes I think it's like the speechwriter or someone that overheard something. There was a brand new account that was created half an hour before the tweet,
Yeah.
opened up a position, and then
Everything
profited massively.
Yeah. And then they closed it at the bottom. So
Some like cleaner. I hope it was like some like cleaner at the White House.
yeah.
So I was like, hold on.
Why not?
Opened up his first crypto account and is now massively rich.
He shouldn't be having 200 million if he's a worker. But yeah, terrible things. And
It was rough. I think this was bigger than FTX. It was bigger than COVID.
Anything.
But it was also, I think we need to stress, it was a quicker recovery. It was a flash in the pan, and now it's Wednesday at time of recording and time of posting. We always sort of record this and upload straight away.
Yep.
We're almost back in that ballpark. There's still shaky ground. I mean, looking on AHAB, fear and greed's at 40, Bitcoin dominance is at 58.6. So I would have liked to have seen fear and greed a little bit higher, but we're not out of that ballpark.
Yep.
It's certainly Bitcoin's game at the moment. Bitcoin's sitting at 112, ETH's at 4.1.
Yep.
I think we're healthy. Today's been a bit of a slippage again. We're losing about 3 to 5% across the board for the top ones.
Yeah, yesterday, so we did see Bitcoin hitting 115 and then Ethereum jumping more than...
But what you saw was BNB massively recovered.
Made an all-time high.
Made an all-time high in the panic. People selling, blood in the water.
People selling back to, and then they siphoned back to BNB and it led to an all-time high. So what we covered last week as well, it's a BNB season that has been going on.
It's a Bitcoin and a BNB season, yep.
Yeah, and it's been like, there have been allegations potentially that the exchange might be just propping up their own token. But I think what Binance did after this leverage flush that caused is they've launched several funds, like 400 million fund to support the liquidation.
I saw they refunded 283 million.
Yeah, they did.
I also saw CZ tweeted like, we're not like something like we're not
like the users.
Yeah, but also like we don't need a market maker, and everyone's like, you are the market maker.
Yeah, they try, like they portray it to be the best, like they are the best exchange that I've used, but there are always cons to it as well. So yeah.
Well, they're one of the longest ones, right? And it's certainly the biggest. Having a look at everything, I mean, look, it's a good. I still say it's a good time to buy. Where's the most?
Just spot, man.
Just spot. Buy spot. Chainlink at $19 now is a bargain.
With more
fundamentals. I think we see a peak in November. M2 money supply is high.
Yep.
People are making a lot of money off of gold.
Yep.
Bitcoin is still strong.
Yep.
I think we still see a cycle out into I think we see a Bitcoin peak in November, ETH peak a week or two after that, and then we see an alt rally either December or Q1.
Yeah.
What I was talking about online is we haven't seen a retail frenzy. Retail, all of this is still institutional trading.
Well,
institutions don't care so much about the margins apart from how they structure their liquidity. Like they generally hold spot. They're buying, ETFs are buying spot.
Yeah.
So a lot of this to me did feel manipulated in that you saw a lot of these ETFs enter very good spot positions on a sale.
Yeah.
And I tweeted, just be more like these ETFs.
Yeah.
Buy and hold spot. Wait, sell the peak. Because to me at least, it's not worth the leverage risk at the moment in the current climate that we're at. I think later leverage makes a lot of sense heading into a bear. It's a little bit more predictable, but now we have such a volatile bull at literally at the whim of Donald Trump, President Trump.
And it all happens after Friday. So once the US market closes, Trump tweets something because it's less liquidity available over the weekend. The highest level of manipulation can occur over the weekend. And just before Monday open, he tweets, okay, we are fine. Like with especially the recent flush that came via Trump was mainly driven via his tweet, and then on Monday,
It'd be nice if you tweeted something the other way and pushed everything massively up for the weekend and get out of some positions, sell some bags that I hold.
Yeah, why not?
Ondo
dipped to like 40 cents, 30 cents.
Yeah,
30 cents
Ondo actually recovered pretty quick to sort of the 80 cent,
but still
90
not
cent mark.
what the pre-crash level was. So Ondo is still weak in comparison to the other tokens. So BTC led the pump. BNB, another token that's been massive.
What's Ondo?
Massively bullish.
80 cents, yeah.
Yeah, still trading below. Yeah.
I mean, everything's still trading below.
Yeah. A lot of winners, especially on this pump, a retracement on the top. But yeah.
Boom. What a drop. So it was at 93, it's at 79 now, so.
Yeah, still
93
below.
at time of crash.
And it's negative funding all over the place now, so it's actually spot driven. It's a healthy market to be in again, but just be careful.
I think we're still on, this is still a sale.
Yeah, still.
Buy the top 15 in spot.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's still going up, Ethereum's still going to go up, Chainlink is still going to go up, XRP is still going to go up.
Yeah.
The question is when. Solana's still going to go up,
Yeah.
AVAX. All these are still no-brain investments if you've still got some dry powder.
Yeah.
Grab these, hold spot, and just make sure to time your exit, don't get greedy. And I think everything's good.
And it's always good to have some sort of a stablecoin exposure as well. Either you're just earning a yield on top or something like that. Always have some sort of dry powder in the hands. Because this market is too volatile, and if you're just loaded up and you don't take profits, essentially you're just getting dumped on. And every week there's a new story emerging, be it trade wars, be it some sort of a manipulation that happens. So it's actually very wise to be having like 80% into spots and then 20% just to exercise in such events if there's a heavy volatility.
I just saw Coinbase and MasterCard in talks to acquire BVNK, our old buddies at BVNK.
Yeah, this is the news that's been circling around as well since last week. Yeah, a lot of companies now are jumping into the infrastructure place because they got the distribution already set up, and now they want to maximize the revenue and the profits that they can make on top of the distribution, on the wide distribution that they've got.
Revolut's going public in London and New York. Revolut was interesting as while I was in Europe, I sort of jumped on Revolut. I know you'd used it.
Yep.
I think like that instant buy on apps like Revolut is nice for mass adoption.
Yep.
They just don't publish their spread or their price or anything. You have no idea what you're buying these assets for. It's good to get retail interested at like a random drunk purchase of something, but you're getting completely ripped off.
Yeah, in terms of fees and spread.
Yeah, completely ripped off in terms of fees and spread.
I think that's where we are more than transparent on the fees that we add, and that's 0.1%. And we do have fee-free trades, like BNB hit an all-time high.
So every time we hit an all-time high, we trade free. And if you're watching this today and you're in Australia, all AUD pairs are free to trade until 5 p.m. on Sunday because we've just added PayID and OSCO deposits to the platform for Australians. So to celebrate, we've just made sure that we can look after. That is a thank you for sticking with us for so long. While we didn't have that facility, we only had credit cards and Apple Pay. Now we've got PayID and OSCO. All deposits and withdrawals remain free, so we don't charge fees on moving your money. I guess our philosophy is just why charge you to move your money? We're going to charge you to trade, a small 0.1% fee normally. But your money is your money. The more of it you keep, the more of it you're going to trade with us anyways.
Definitely, yeah. And it helps a lot as a retailer because we don't want to be ripped on the fee as a retailer.
Yeah.
That's what my personal experience has been. There are a lot of exchanges that are just charging 0.5% or 1% on fee itself, and that's massive. Like when you are a day trader, you don't want to be paying that high fees. And we've more than 100 assets now listed on like spot markets. So it's actually good. We try to list Token Tuesday every week. We have been trying hard to list more assets.
I think we'll
try to push them more.
I think we might hold off on it for a little bit and just focus on revamping the app. A lot of you are using the app. Please, leave some comments or email us if you have any feedback. We are going to relaunch a slightly revamped version of the app soon.
Yep.
And I think now it's, I like our asset listing. Obviously, if something massive comes along,
Yeah.
we'll list it. I'll tap you on the shoulder and be like, make this happen. And you'll be like, I hate you, Mike. I'll try and
I
make it
love
happen.
to. I honestly love to.
But I think now it's refining what we have there. But it's a great time to buy spot, and we're just trying to make that as easy and as transparent for Australians and for everyone. Like, we're open internationally.
Yep.
And there's some sort of big things happening with our international development that's separate from Australia, only because of compliance and regulation. So we're trying to juggle those two things, growth-wise and product roadmap-wise. But I think for me, regardless of where you're watching this or where you sit,
Yep.
it is a spot
Market.
market.
And
the
it's
moment.
actually, and coming to the previous point, like it's institutional dominance as well. But BlackRock CEO Larry mentioned that the ETF flows are half of the retail buying the ETFs first time, the Bitcoin ETFs, as well as like institutional demand of obviously that we see. So it's a mix of both, I would say, and a lot of panic that is being done on the ETFs or the BTC flows whenever we see are more probably towards retail that are selling the dips because they are short-term holders, and whenever they see something going off, they just panic selling it, and then the
In regards to
institutions
selling,
are scooping it.
And the institutions are scooping it.
Yeah.
I think you looked at what the ETFs and the institution, not even the ETFs, right? The ETFs are in the crypto game, but
Yeah.
what the institutions are doing, they're all buying during that dip.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what I tweeted at the time, was just be more like these institutions, buy spot on the dip, hold it, time your exits,
And just wait.
dollar cost average.
Yeah.
Like if you had been dollar cost averaging Bitcoin, that dip wouldn't have been anything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
definitely.
wouldn't have been panicked. You could have bought some more on the dip, or just continue dollar cost averaging. And when you zoom out, the trend is
Yeah.
still the trend. We're still heading up. I think for me the big question is just alt season. When alt season happens, I still do think we get a retail frenzy. Like retail has now come in. This bull market that we're in
Yeah.
is institution led. We
Yeah.
haven't seen retail come in, and I just, looking at the way that markets have behaved, the cycles that we've had before, I can't call a top until we get retail. Now, retail may never come. The retail
Yeah.
frenzy may never come. That's the caveat. I do believe it will. It hasn't yet, and therefore I can't see the end of this current cycle.
The
until
retail
that
is too busy with the stocks, man. Like they are pumping like shit coins.
100%.
They are just pumping like shit coins. No one, like a lot of people I know are now personally deviating to gold as well as
Yep.
stock markets.
Look, silver,
Silver has
gold,
broken the
right?
uptrend, like more than 50 USD right now. So
yeah.
a lot of commodity. It's more of a commodity super cycle.
Oh, we just saw an accident. Damn, they almost ran over that kid on the scooter as well. That's the kid on the scooter's fault.
Yeah, looks like.
Let's see it. What's happened? You can't see it. The kid on the scooter ran past. That Camry there slammed its brakes on to not kill the kid on the scooter. And by kid, I pretty much mean like a DoorDash delivery person. And the car behind it hit him in the back. And the kid on the scooter just scooted off.
Yeah, she got saved and flew off.
Could have at least stayed and given a statement. Feel bad for the drivers. Set up. All right. But I think what we were saying, sorry, before, proofs of this lives. DoorDash delivery or something, car slammed its brakes on. Car, yeah. Okay. What were we saying? Spot.
Retail driven rallies.
Oh,
is yet to be
gold,
there.
gold and silver. I do think like these, like, it's interesting. Gold's seen as a long-term hold, right?
Yep.
I think for retail, for these people lining up around the block there
It's
to buy a
almost
hold.
100% up, man. Like 20 trillion added, like 10 trillion, 20 trillion added in a year.
I told you this. I can't remember if I mentioned it last week, but
Yeah.
sort of being in Poland or being in Europe, and I was going into some jewelry stores,
Yeah.
and they have signs saying we're not selling gold at the moment.
Yeah,
They make more money just by holding this
Holding.
inventory.
Yeah.
And if you think about gold inventory from a jewelry point of view,
Yeah.
they may have purchased that gold a year ago,
Yeah, definitely.
and the value of it has just gone up. So we've just
Almost
like
2x.
yeah, they'll just sell they'll just sell the gold rather than selling retail.
Yeah, they don't want to be earning on the fee only. They'll be just rather dumping it
Unbelievable.
once the price.
But I do think once...
And it's a silver squeeze going around. So India is buying silver massively, and there's a supply shortage on the physical silver that needs to be delivered.
Can we buy tokenized silver?
It's very hard. There are, but it's less liquidity.
I cycle out when I do cycle out into Pax G at the moment.
Yeah, and Pax G also fell a lot because the liquidity was pulled off the Pax G.
Yeah, okay,
pairs
so that's
as well.
interesting. What happened to these like stable coins during the...
They depegged. So they depegged from 1 to 1.
Okay.
So some of the shit coins, like the stable coins, pegged to 0.98. That forced another wave of collateral.
Yeah, I saw that. They were all sort of down.
Yeah, so that led to a massive liquidation. That helped.
But what about Pax G, which is essentially a stable coin pegged to the price of gold?
Yeah, so Pax G fell to like 3,400 US.
Man, imagine,
And it was trading at 4,000. So if you have limit orders?
I would, but I'll imagine just buying a spot on that.
Exactly, yeah. So if you have limit orders on that, on some
gold.
exchanges, you'll be already 30% up. And then Pax G went on to at an all-time high, and it's still trading in all-time high territory.
Because it repegged back to gold.
Yeah. And we are running a fee-free campaign on Pax G as well, because every time it hits an all-time high, that has been going on forever.
Yeah.
And we want to see those all-time highs in
It was
crypto.
good looking at, like I did look at the Pax G chart, and it was going up when everything else was going down, obviously after the glitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, tokenized gold, I think it's been amazing. So I do think we'll get we get a cycle out of retail gold. There's gold frenzy. There's definitely gold frenzy. You can see all the photos of people lining up. You know.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, gold is technically having an RSI of more than 91 on a monthly chart now. If I'm not wrong, it's either monthly or weekly.
But we're not a gold podcast,
yeah,
so.
Yeah. But yeah, it's massively overbought. And if the world is stabilized and dollar dominance doesn't lose itself as a dollar share, I think we're gonna be seeing some sort of consolidation or maybe a crash on gold.
On gold.
We never know. But it's central banks that have massively printed, and then they're now buying gold. So we never know what's gonna happen. So it's better to be into some sort of a commodities. It's better to like diversify your portfolio.
Yeah. So I'm hoping people take some money out of gold, retail, and
get into crypto.
Starts getting into crypto.
Yeah.
I think the rise of like the ease of instant buys in banking apps like Revolut, they'll take their profits in gold, see it in there, buy some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I do think we see a bit of a frenzy coming in mid to late Q4.
Yeah. Even Russell.
I think that's inevitable.
Yeah.
The one that I'm iffy about is whether or not we see a alt season.
Yeah, it's an ongoing all season. It's just like narrative driven, and it's like you need to be jumping here.
Pengu had a massive, like Pengu recovered really well. It's still low.
5 cents, man.
It's still low, but Pengu really recovered. I think that's an interesting case study now to sort of have a look at what recovered well.
Yeah,
Because
that's where you need to be bidding the winners.
If they recovered quick and well, they're still lower than they were.
Yeah.
But you can see that they've got strong community support, strong fundamentals because
That's
people
true.
just didn't dump.
Yeah, and Pengu is like all about institutional interest as well. So I think it will definitely make an all-time high. I'm not too sure when, but there's gonna be some sort of whenever alt season picks up. I think Pengu has the largest mind share, and it's gone like crazy views on the GIFs or the Pengu as a like PFP.
Yeah.
So Pengu is like massive. So yeah, I think it's all back and forth going here or there.
If I had to, and if I was going to say if I had to gamble, and we sort of are if we're in the market,
Yeah.
I do see an old season January, I think.
Yeah, the timelines have been pushing. And one quick thing since yesterday.
Well, I'm not stressed. I'm not sitting here like stressed. I think it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming because
It's
the
just a
rate
matter
cuts.
of when, and I think it's a quick one.
Yeah, the rate cuts are here. So yesterday, Fed Chair Powell had his speech, and wherein he mentioned that the Fed is too late. He has admitted to it, and then they see that the labor market has been weakening. So he's confirmed that another rate cut is coming in October. So it's not a matter of macro tailwinds. I think it's a matter of when you're positioned in the right amount.
Okay.
And for parabolic season that comes in crypto, it's only like a very small window where you maximize your gains. The rest is an art of just surviving in crypto. That's the
It's an
thing.
art of surviving, and I think a lot of people didn't survive on the weekend, and I think there were some lessons sort of to be had there.
And those were not
If you are-
retailers. Those were like legitimate crypto native people that got wiped out. That's a
Yeah,
big thing.
but maybe a bit too like, look, I hate to speculate, talk, or sort of blame anyone for their own misfortune. It was definitely tough, and I feel for people that lost their money, but it may have been like a
Yeah.
slight like overcockiness. You should hold spot
Spot.
backups and like we talk about the sort of the 60-40, 70-30
Yeah.
on what coins to hold in spot.
Yeah.
But I would break that down even further to go, okay, well then the majority of your holdings should be in spot.
Spot.
And then have a certain bag allocated to margin trading.
yeah.
That's
not-
a sort
not
of an
100%.
that's an advanced thing that we can talk about maybe next year.
Yeah. That's a pro thing, man. Like
That's a pro
pro
trader thing.
Yeah.
But
And you need to be very
these
careful
people
with
had
those.
everything leveraged.
Yeah. And those were the pros. That's the thing.
That's the problem. Maybe they were a little bit too pro.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they're a little bit too pro and so that they are untouchable. And you look at these positions and look, it was a lot of it was never money money was never actualized. It was
Yeah,
just sort of like winnings and margins.
Margins to make more.
To make
That's
more,
what-
and then you do have people losing 500 million, and they've had it's not 500 million they ever had.
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
bank.
It's actually unrealized. So
It's unrealized.
yeah, it's more on like 20x on what the essential bag is.
Yeah.
So 20x on top of it. So yeah.
But it's still tough. Like it would.
Still tough, yeah. Like you've been grinding day in and day out on crypto, and then you essentially get a weekend dump like that.
I think
And
also
that's
like
all.
you if you're grinding day in and day out, you're a believer
You need to
in
realize.
crypto, but you're a believer.
Yeah.
And you believe that this is a market that's here to stay, and you
Yeah.
believe that it's in technology, and you believe that it's better than traditional finance, and then to have something like that happen probably shakes your belief system and your core values as well, because
Yeah.
I don't think a mature ecosystem
Gets manipulated to
would
this
have been
extent.
manipulated to that extent. So I think it shows that
We're still
we're still early. It's still early days.
Yeah.
So to me, that once again, if you follow that logic, it's the price of Bitcoin is still early days. So
Yeah.
buy spot hold for 5 years,
Yeah.
and I think you'll be. I mean, I do think Bitcoin hits astronomical values.
Yeah, definitely. If it survives, yes. Unless it gets hacked via quantum computing, but that's a different
Well, unless
topic.
Satoshi wakes up and just moves everything
Yeah.
in trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think it's
Until
gonna
that
happen.
time.
I think there's too much. Like it would be massive for something to kill crypto and I think Bitcoin completely.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever see this many altcoins again.
Yeah.
I think those days are over. I think the fact we're seeing a whole season struggling to catch momentum at the moment just shows that it's oversaturated.
Yeah.
But I do think we have like crypto
Top.
ends up performing more like the Nasdaq, right? You have to have a real company, real values
Yeah.
to be listed. to
But
be
some of the
considered.
tokens are like overvalued. Some of the companies are barely making any revenue, and they are like priced in like fully diluted,
Yeah.
like more than 10 billion, doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
So it's all hyped up. But yeah, just be safe there and just be trade spot. Buy the dip, sell the rip. That's what we have mentioned hundred of times here. And just be careful with your bags and just embrace the volatility, because volatility is when you make a lot of money. You don't want to have
Or
a
you can lose
boring
it.
market. Oh yes, definitely. There's ups and downs both ways. So just be careful what you're positioned in.
I think my not financial advice, it's got tripped on. My not financial, not advice at the moment is it's a good time to buy spot on most part.
Hold and just have a like 10% spare just to trade, just to be able to trade. Just don't get stuck unless you are a massive like. If you want to be just a holder, you've got a long-term like vision. Okay,
But that's Bitcoin.
for that's Bitcoin. That's not
Bitcoin,
shitcoins. Like
Ethereum, Chainlink.
yeah, just the fundamental plays like that are really doing something, not like a random shitcoin.
Would you
brand.
hold XRP long term? I'm still not sold on it.
I'm not a. I like XRP was the first bag I made like 20x or 30x.
Yeah.
And I actually thought that XRP is going to revolutionize the cross-border payments.
And it just hasn't. That's the thing.
It hasn't, because they are stable coins now, right? You can do anything with the stable. So that's where the stable coin infrastructure are now the dominant play in the market, and a lot of VCs are backing stable coin infrastructure plays or companies that are popping up.
I don't see I just don't see the utility for Ripple. I don't see it hanging around. I think it's a lot of people.
Ripple has done well in.
I think it's a lot of people holding onto a bag.
Yeah, not the token, but Ripple as a company.
Ripple as a company, but XRP as a token. I think
Yes.
Ripple's done amazing, but XRP as a token
doesn't have any value.
doesn't have any value because it's not a governance token. It
Yeah.
doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And I think I'd be waiting for a good time to exit that.
I don't
Because I
hold
don't-
a lot of XRP.
I don't either. I own a little bit, but I think it's a good time to. This cycle, I'd be looking to get out of XRP and rotate those positions into something else, because I struggle to see how XRP regains relevance 4 years from now, 5 years from now.
Unless they do something astronomically with the.
It's a bit of a cult as well.
Yeah, unless they do something with the revenue generation that Ripple makes and it ties up with buybacks of XRP token or a burn of XRP or whatnot.
Maybe.
Yeah. But until next time.
Cool. That's it from us. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, share, leave your comments below if you have any. Thank you for sticking with us. I think next week we see green. The other thing, so we obviously, September's already green. October's already green, so I think we're 1% up from September.
Yeah.
So we're headed in the right trajectory.
Yep.
Hold faith, hold spot, and I think we'll be good.
And trade AUD pairs because those are zero fee.
And if you're
Till Sunday.
Australian, if you're on Day 1X, all
Aussie.
AUD pairs, so Bitcoin, AUD,
BNB, XRP,
everything, all
any
100
AUD
assets
pair.
that we have trading on AUD are fee free until Sunday 5 p.m. Yeah.
See you next time.